Welcome back to the channel. Brad here. We are going to give an update on XDTE and QDTE and where we stand with the investment. If you don't know, we invested $50,000 into QDTE and $30,000 into XDTE. I'm excited to share this week's adventures. Jump right into it. So what I'd like to first discuss is total return. I went out to Seeking Alpha, saw some videos and said, hey, I'm a Seeking Alpha, let's look at total returns. When I look at total returns, I'm sitting there going, wait a second. I wonder how that's calculated. Am I missing something? Is it difficult? Is it a huge equation? What are they actually doing? So I took a couple minutes, I looked at it, and I came up with exactly how they're actually doing the math. Total return is only ending value minus beginning value plus distributions. Simple enough. And it's divided by the beginning value times 100. That's all they're doing. What they're not doing is calculating in reinvestments back into the funds. It's only distributions added. It is not reinvesting back into the fund. So that compounding effect that people look at is not included in total return. You go to different websites, you see it back and forth that yes, it is, no, it's not, yes, it is. Seeking Alpha, total return does not calculate in reinvestments. It only calculates in distributions. Just to make sure. I did the math a couple times. It always came up the same way. Added up the distributions, beginning, end. The numbers are right on top of each other. I'm sitting there going, this is what they've done. So it does make sense that that's the way that they do it. But for income investors that are reinvesting, like myself, 20%, some people reinvest all of it. I reinvest 20% into the funds with the expectation that the 80% one day will be what I live on. The next one I wanted to do was look at portfolio growth. This does take into account 100% reinvestment of distributions. And as you can see, QDTE is doing better than the index. I'm using the S&P 500 as the index of the standard. So it is doing better than the index. We're also going to look at what happens during a downturn. And as you can see, during the downturn, they were very close. XDTE did better than the actual index. So thinking about this, the risk of downturns are very similar, almost the same. We then come, what I like about Portfolio Visualizer, it shows me year-to-date income. And this is actually fairly nice to look at because it tells me, hey, all my dividends, if I invested $50,000 on day one, I would have received so far year to date $5,234. And if I would have put $50,000 into XDTE, I would have received $3,441. Those are good distributions. We still have a few months to go. The fund is not that old, so that really tells me where we are financially, what $50,000 can do for us. What I'm actually excited in is continuing to watch this over the next 6, 12 year and a half and watch how this grows. And can that $50,000 turn into something big so it can actually really pay for retirement? So how did QDTE do this week? Well, I listed out all the calls, including today's call. They had 2 calls written that ended up not in the money. That's actually good and bad. The good side is we keep all the distributions, but we keep all the distributions every day. The good side of that is it doesn't affect the NAV whatsoever. So we captured the pre, then it ended up in the money on a couple of them. Well, they take part of that back out of the NAV to give us back return of capital. Does this mean so far year to date, if this is in a taxable account, it appears it's all return of capital. You're not paying taxes on the distributions. So I put it in an IRA so I don't have to worry about this, but this is something to think about if you have this in a taxable account. So they capture the pre-market, it goes above the strike price. You'll notice that what happens over time is as the price continues to go up, the market percentage will be 1.5%, but QDTE starts to go down during the day, and that's because it went above its strike price. But at the end of the day, every day ended up being positive. So we captured everything. We captured all the premiums. You do notice on Friday, they did not write against NDXP. They wrote against XND, which is slightly different. I know that's kind of confusing, but they wrote it against a different index that still followed the NASDAQ, but it was a different index that they wrote it against. They actually captured more premium that day than they have on other days, so hey, I'm fine with it. At least they're looking at maybe what index is paying the most, and does it make sense to rate it on one compared to the other. And I also got a feeling that on Friday the NDXP was not available because I looked at QQY at the same time, and QQY skipped Friday on their call rating. They wrote it for Monday. Goes to show that's why you've got to follow this. These are highly volatile. These are something that if somebody changes something, can totally change the outlook. And so far, what I've seen these guys do in their investments has been very consistent. That is why I am with them. This week, distributions were down a little bit. $575.66 is what I received. I reinvested $114.97, and I got that in on Friday. I took that rest of that income and I invested it into a different fund. Again, a fund that's going to be income generating, but I invested that into a different fund until I build that one up. Price that I bought for was $42.69, and I got 2.693 shares, giving me a total investment now of $50,238.94, and it's 1,210 shares. So next week's distribution, I'm going to get more money for the shares because I'm getting that compounding effect depending on what they pay out. Now, as my share count grows and they keep it steady, I'm looking at some good premiums going forward. And it's all about that share count and making sure that my investment dollars stay flat. I am totally fine with it staying very flat. As long as that premium continues to come in, we are fine. It ends up being a good investment, even flat, but I prefer slightly up. And we are capturing the upside every morning. This morning it was up slightly and we captured it, which is a good sign for us. Just to get some more math behind this, I know that they are talking about a 60% distribution. Last week, when you looked at distribution against price, it ended up being 58%. If I took average price, I'm at 36.3 when I take average distributions. And if I took the current price, I'm at 37.6. I'm still looking at the compound effect over 52 weeks. It's still good numbers. And if I use that 58%, it ends up being $88,000 over a year. Again, very good numbers on compounding our money. So how did XDTE do? Well, they had a win where they sold their strike price. The index did not go above it. They had a couple that were very close. They've been very close on all their writing. So what we're gaining is the pre-market losing a little bit as it goes above the strike, and they're giving that back to us as return of capital. But again, very steady, very positive results from XDTE. Yes, it does not pay as much as QDTE, but at the same time, it appears to be a lot more stable over time. Give you that $30,000. This week alone, that $30,000 produced $231.09. I have reinvested almost $46 back into the fund. So my reinvestment of the shares, I got for $51.98. You can see my share count is going up. I have 597 shares now with a total investment of $30,095. Keep in mind, I'm keeping 80% of that distribution and putting that into a different fund at this time. I hope you like the content. If you do, please hit the like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, put them below. I will respond to them within a day or so. Thank you for watching, and God bless.